This session was actually pretty fun. I've got 5 of these boneheads saddled up, and I went ahead and moved them all around in the round pen together as a group, let them bump into each other. Sawny, the one in the lead right there, used it as an opportunity to be playful and screw around, which is kind of his thing. And due to that, he got to work a little bit harder in a couple different portions of the video here, like right here. At this point, Sawny has 5 rides, and he's actually been really fun under saddle. But he sure is a trickster. He likes to screw around. I stuck him in an English saddle here for giggles, and I think he actually looks pretty decent in it. The darkest of the 4 bay roans in here, the one in the lead right now, is Fez. He has 1 ride and had been saddled 5 times at this point. He's actually been pretty decent to saddle, never offered to buck, and he moves out pretty well in here. He doesn't cause problems for me. He's just kind of one of the crew cruising around. The Sorrel in the lead right there is Pirate. This was his 2nd time wearing a saddle, and he's actually been pretty decent about being saddled. He hasn't offered to buck or anything, but he is a little bit feral still. He hasn't quite decided that he wants to be around people. So this was a really great experience for him, having to deal with all of this energy. The biggest horse in here, with the little star on her forehead, is Cake. She's a 3-year-old mare. At this point, Cake has 5 rides, and this was her 3rd time being saddled. She has been really fun. I'm super excited for her. Hasn't offered to be bronky in any capacity, and she really is figuring out how to move out under saddle in a very quality manner. She didn't really cause me any trouble screwing around with all 5 of them in this video. She just wanted to move out and look good doing it. Now the horse that I ended up missing there on the fence is Soda. She wanted to cause a little bit of trouble. She was very opportunistic about trying to stop over there where that saddle is hanging on the fence, because she was pretty sure she didn't need to work with everybody else. And you'll find throughout the entirety of this video, she's cruising around with her ears pinned. It's gotta be somebody else's fault that she has to work. At this point in time, Soda had 3 rides, and this was her 3rd time being saddled. Now, at first when she's saddled, she has offered to be a little bit humpy and even frog around a little bit, but she has never offered to buck with me on her back. And actually riding her under saddle, she can be pretty hard to get to move out. So I'm hoping that once she gets out of the round pen and gets into a bigger area, she'll free up a little bit. I changed directions with the whole bunch here earlier, and almost everybody gave me an inside turn, but I had a little bit of trouble getting them to face me up on this left circle here. It seemed like every time I asked, Fez was somewhere near the front, and he was very reluctant to face me up for some reason, which is kind of puzzling to me because all of these guys have had one-on-one round pen sessions with me, and they know how to face up. There, Soda tried to park in her little parking spot over there again. You'll see that pretty consistently. Here I try it again, and they all face me up, which is great. But Fez and Cake kind of go off towards the center and want to walk away, so I pick them up and off we go on a right circle. Now Pirate is a 3-year-old, but he's quite a bit smaller than the other 2 3-year-olds, Cake and Soda, because he had an injury as a youngster, and he's still in the process of building muscle up and recovering. He kind of had some catching up to do. I don't have any rides on Pirate yet. He needs to prove to me that he can be trustworthy before I step on him. But he has gained a lot in the time that I've had him. Like I said, Sawny is a trickster. He's always trying to get into something. Here I'm trying to keep him from eating my halters, because he will. 4 of these goobers are out of Jean and Jan Heddletwit's program over in North Dakota. The 2 3-year-old mares, Cake and Soda, and the 2-year-old stud colt, Sawny, are all by Awesome Roany out of Rolling Jack's Copper Daughters. And Pirate is by Jean and Jan's other stallion, Copper's High Dasher, out of Lonesome Drift 045 Daughter. And Fez is out of Debbie Gorel's program. He is by her older stallion, who's a Rolling Jack's Copper stud, and out of a daughter of Lonesome Drift 045. So all these guys are pretty much along the same lines for Pedigree. There I just tried to change directions with them again, and Fez, for whatever reason, wanted to turn to the outside and just had a really hard time facing up on a left circle. I was actually getting after Fez right there because he was giving Sawny dirty looks and offering to bite at him. And Sawny used it as an opportunity to play, so I corrected him as well. There I'm getting after Sawny again for being playful and biting at the others occasionally. Once again, as we go around this corner, Soda tries to park. She's extremely opportunistic about that, looking for somewhere to rest. I ask for them to face up again, and Fez immediately goes to turn to the outside. Pirate faced up better than he did on that round. So we go to work again. Sawny faces me up, and if a horse wants to stand in the middle of the round pen and face me up like Sawny is doing right there, that's totally fine. I'll just totally ignore them. Cake offers to do the same thing while I mess around with Fez and Pirate. But when the horses go back around, they tend to pick up Cake and Soda, and they picked up Sawny on this round as well. There, Sawny faces me up again, and so does Cake. If Sawny wanted to just stand there while everyone else went around, that would be totally fine. But Cake gets picked up again. She tends to get picked up every time the other horses come around. And so does Soda. But Sawny is pretty locked onto me right there, and he just stands, which is great stuff. Of course, he's going to use that opportunity to come mess with my halters. There goes Cake again, getting picked up by everyone. Pirate turned to the outside right here, and when I went to cut him off, he rushed me and went by, and I am not a huge fan of that, so I got ahead of him and cut him off pretty aggressively to take him back the direction he was going before he decided to try that. I'm not a huge fan of horses running by me. Here goes Sawny at it again. He's biting on Fez right there. And when I finally notice, I get after him. Those doggone young stud colts always messing around with everybody. We've probably been going around the round pen here for about 15 minutes, so they're starting to get pretty tired. Sawny was chewing on Fez again, so I get after him again, and then some more. But they're starting to look for a way out of this thing. Sawny's chewing on Soda right there, so I get after him again. He's just having a whole world of fun here. Getting in trouble. I asked them to face up right here in preparation for changing directions. And Sawny and Fez were so nice about it that I ended up catching both of them and taking them out. So then we were left with Soda, Cake, and Pirate. And I worked them around a little bit, and then I caught Cake once she would allow me to. She's usually pretty good. She was just unsure if I was going to ask her to move out again. And that left us with just Soda and Pirate. Now these two horses are pretty much complete opposites. Soda is totally comfortable with people. She's very crabby about being asked or made to move out, and had a pretty crabby expression almost the entire time that we were doing this. So she needed to change in a way that offered a better expression. And Pirate, he's not very trusting of people. He's kind of feral, and he feels a lot more comfortable when he has a buffer of another horse, especially between himself and me. So I was looking for a couple things to change here. I wanted Soda's expression to improve, and I wanted Pirate to try to be the one closer to me. So I went ahead and moved them around until something changed. So as long as Soda is giving me a crappy expression and Pirate is hiding from me, I just casually move them around and keep putting pressure on. Whenever Soda kind of puts a little pressure on me and goes to stop, I would hurry her a little bit. Pirate did his best to keep up with her and continue hiding on the outside. Notice Soda's ears, flat against her head the entire time. There Soda tries to park. I keep her moving. Soda offers to park again, this time on the other side of the round pen by where Cake is tied. I just keep pressure on them, as long as they're doing the wrong thing. And when something changes, or they offer something different, then I will eventually take some pressure away. Like right here, now Pirate is in front. I would like to reward Pirate for being visible to me and not hiding behind another horse. So I'm going to make them work as long as they're paired up like that. And when Pirate's on the inside, I'll lay off a little bit. And Soda's expression is starting to consider improving. And then when they go back to crabby attitude from Soda and Pirate hiding, then I'll continue pushing them. There, it's switched. So I take the pressure away some, but Soda goes to park. I want her to at least continue moving. Nice little change right there. With Pirate in front. Soda's expression is so much better for just a split second. And when they go back, they get to work again. But see how much quicker they change now. That they know that they're somewhere with less pressure. There, Soda finally decides to face up to me. So I let her come in, and I catch her, take her out. And then we're left with just Pirate. And I played around a little bit more with him before calling it quits. Thank you for watching this crazy fiasco. This was sure a fun session with everyone. I really enjoyed it. Hope you enjoyed it as much as I did.